Have you ever felt grateful for something very small and noticed how it changed your whole mood? Maybe it was a quiet moment in the morning. Maybe someone held the door on a day when you felt rushed and tired. And in that second, something inside you softened. You felt a little less on edge. You were more aware of what was good, even if nothing big had changed. That is what we are talking about today. How gratitude changes the way you move through the world. Not just how you think about life, but how you walk through your day, how you react, the choices you make. If you're finding this information useful, please like and subscribe and gently tap on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our videos. I promise you, I won't waste your time. This is the Karen Schaal podcast. I'm Karen Schaal. Let's get started. Before we move into the heart of today's message, I want to step back and widen the lens. In our last episode, we looked inside the brain and explored what happens when gratitude shows up. We talked about how gratitude boosts dopamine, lowers cortisol, and shifts the body out of stress mode by engaging your natural calming systems. We looked at how it supports clearer thinking, steadier focus, and more balanced emotional regulation throughout the day. That is the internal wiring. But gratitude is more than a brain change. It is part of personal awareness. It invites you to slow down and notice the world you live in, the thoughts you carry, and how you move through your day. Awareness and gratitude work hand in hand. Gratitude creates a little pause inside you, a little space where you feel less rushed and more connected to what is steady and good. And once gratitude starts working in that space, something interesting happens. It begins shaping your behavior. Your choices shift. Your reactions shift. The tone you bring into a room shifts. You begin asking simple but powerful questions like, is this how I want to show up? Or is this the energy I want to bring into my day? Over time, those questions become a natural part of a gratitude-centered life. Today, we are exploring what I call living gratitude, what it looks like when appreciation becomes part of how you walk through the world, how it changes your decisions, your attention, your emotional responses, and the meaning you find in ordinary life. Have you ever noticed that when you feel grateful, even for something small, you respond to life a little differently? That is not your imagination. Research shows that gratitude supports emotional regulation and reduces impulsive reactions. One study found that even short gratitude practices helped people think more clearly under stress and made calmer decisions. Another study found that gratitude strengthened the pause between an emotional trigger and an emotional reaction. If you have been practicing gratitude, you may have noticed this in your own life. Maybe you found yourself responding more calmly, simply because you were more aware in that moment. Gratitude begins to shape the small choices you make throughout your day. Not the big dramatic decisions, but the tiny ones that create the tone of your day. You start pausing more. You react less. You give yourself a moment to decide how you want to show up. I've had many moments in my own life when I felt myself wanting to react, just jump out at somebody. But because I was living with greater awareness through gratitude, I paused. I chose a calmer response, and sometimes I chose silence. Gratitude has given me just enough room. It gave me just enough room in that moment to make a better choice. You've probably heard the old adage, if you cannot say something nice, do not say anything at all. That was a big one my mother used to say to me. In many ways, that simple idea is a practice in gratitude. Gratitude helps you become more aware of what truly needs to be said. and what can be passed by. It gives you a gentle intuition, a quiet emotional intelligence that helps you navigate your day with more clarity and less regret. Gratitude helps you shift from living on autopilot to living with awareness, from reacting to choosing. That is where grateful living begins, in the micro choices, those small choices that shape the direction of your day. Another shift emerges when gratitude becomes part of your life. You get a little less defensive. You listen better. You take things less personally. Not because you are trying to be patient, but because your nervous system feels safer. Gratitude reduces emotional reactivity. It helps calm the amygdala, the part of the brain that signals danger, and strengthens the pathways that support clear thinking during stress or conflict. Research supports this. One study found that gratitude increased psychological flexibility, and this is the ability to hold mixed emotions without becoming overwhelmed. Psychological flexibility is a core part of emotional intelligence. It helps you feel what you feel without being swept away by it. If you've been practicing gratitude, you may recognize this. You might find yourself bouncing back faster after a setback, or able to hold both disappointment and gratitude at the same time. And if you are newer to gratitude, this is the direction these skills naturally grow in. Gratitude does not make you passive. It does not. It makes you less reactive. It helps you repair quicker and return to center quicker. You begin to understand that not every moment deserves your full emotional energy. Gratitude helps you save your strength for what truly matters. One of the most profound shifts gratitude brings is in the way you pay attention, in your awareness. The human mind has a natural negativity bias. We scan for threats. We notice what is wrong. We zero in on what is missing or uncertain. That bias keeps us alive. But when it dominates, it makes life heavier than it needs to be. Gratitude helps rebalance that. When you practice gratitude, your attention begins to shift. You start noticing things. Even small moments begin to stand out. That is gratitude reshaping your attention. Research shows this clearly. A study using digital gratitude journaling found that people who practice gratitude started noticing more positive moments throughout the day, things they had completely overlooked before. They didn't become naive or unrealistic. They simply became more aware of small supportive moments throughout their day. Gratitude retrains your mind to notice what is steady and good, not only what is loud or stressful. And when your attention shifts, your emotional life shifts with it. You begin carrying more calm. You feel more grounded. The world doesn't change, but your awareness changes. There's another part of grateful living that often surprises people. Gratitude makes you more resilient, not because your life becomes easier, but because your center becomes steadier. Hard things still happen. They always will. Stress shows up. But gratitude changes your relationship to those moments. You don't fall apart as quickly. You recover with more clarity and strength. This is part of emotional intelligence, which simply means understanding your emotions well enough to respond with intention rather than in reaction. I've always used the words fortitude and perseverance when it comes to gratitude. Gratitude gives you a quiet inner strength that helps you stay grounded when things get hard. If you've been practicing gratitude again, you may recognize this. You might find yourself bouncing back faster after a setback, or able to hold both disappointment and gratitude at the same time. And if you are newer to gratitude, this is the direction these skills naturally develop. Research supports this. Studies have found that gratitude increases psychological flexibility and acts as a buffer against burnout. People who practice gratitude regain their emotional balance more quickly after difficult days. Gratitude doesn't erase the struggle, not at all. It helps you stay steady inside it. Gratitude gives you a wider view. Instead of being pulled into the intensity of the moment, you can step back and see the bigger picture. You can remind yourself of what is still true, what is still good, and what is still holding your life together. Over time, gratitude teaches you that hardship does not erase what is good, and setbacks do not erase your strength. Now, there's one more shift that naturally grows from grateful living. Your everyday moments begin to feel richer. Now, this is not because life becomes more exciting, but because your awareness deepens. You stop rushing past your own life. You become more aware. You begin to meet it with presence. Gratitude brings a quiet meaning into ordinary things. A cup of coffee, a small laugh, a familiar routine. It helps you see the value in things that were always there, but rarely noticed. Research supports this. Again, one study found that the people who practice a temporary state of gratitude, even for a minute or two a day, experienced their daily lives with more depth and emotional richness. Ordinary moments felt more vivid and meaningful. Other studies found that gratitude increases emotional salience, meaning your brain pays more attention to the emotional value inside simple moments. And over time, gratitude naturally leads to something else that I have really come to love, and that is savoring. Studies show that gratitude increases savoring, and that's the ability to enjoy small experiences, and is one of the strongest predictors of long-term well-being. Think about that. Savoring is one of the strongest predictors of long-term well-being. Through my own practice of gratitude, I've learned to slow down and fully take in a moment, take in things, to let myself enjoy the details. Sometimes it's something simple like noticing the color or shape of something I'm looking at, or paying attention to the taste or smell of a favorite food. Other times, it's something simple like slipping into bed and after a long day and noticing how good the sheets feel against my skin. Or sitting down to watch a movie and fully, totally relaxing, letting everything fall away for a little while. These small moments have become little pockets of pleasure to me. Gratitude opened that door. It taught me how to savor, how to enjoy the simple things that were always there, but often overlooked. Over time, gratitude strengthens your positive memories as well. You begin holding on to the good moments longer, and they become part of how you understand your life. Isn't that wonderful to think that your positive memories are going to become more real to you? You'll remember them better throughout your entire life? What a gift that is. Meaning grows in this case not from dramatic events, but from the small, steady moments that fill your days. Gratitude draws you into the present. It gives you a connection to the life you are living right now, this moment. It turns the ordinary life you're leading, into something steady and nourishing. And even on hard days, gratitude helps you see that something good is still holding you there. The more you live from gratitude, the more it becomes part of who you are. It becomes the way you see. It affects the way you choose and the way you move through the world. Next time, we're going to take this a step further. We will explore what happens when gratitude moves into your relationships. How magical is that, right? And how it becomes one of the strongest forces for connection, healing, and emotional safety. I hope you're enjoying this series as much as I am. And if you know someone who would love to hear this overview of living gratitude, please share it with them. I think we all can use more gratitude in our lives. And please like and subscribe. It helps us to spread the word. We want people to be balanced and feel good about themselves. And gratitude can help with that. Thank you for being here. This is the Karen Schaal podcast. I'm Karen Schaal. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.